Back during the Great Depression era, weren't most houses painted white? And that was because, well, I don't think they had as much color mixing as what they have now. This is the question, if I were people related to home improvements, how come to get color in your paint, it costs more? So for some colors, it costs more money to get color in your paint. So for example, with white paint, they still put it in the shaker the same amount of time that they put a color shaker in the paint mixing process at the home improvement stores. And so it's just sticking some colors in the can that aren't already pre-mixed and then shaking the paint to get a different color. But yet for some colors, it's way more expensive than using the color white. So in keeping with the color white on the outside of the White House, doesn't that kind of signify a more inexpensive, modest type of paint from the Great Depression era? Then I also thought of Huckleberry Finn and what was his name? Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, yes, from Hannibal, Missouri, and whitewashing the fence. And so Tom created such a great story to the other kids to get them to do his work and traded toys with him, and he went off and played while other people were doing his work for him. That's why they called it whitewashing. So it's getting someone else to do your work for you while you go off and do something else. And you can be getting paid handsomely. Sometimes I think of that with the internet too. But you know, with that in and of itself, you can actually get people to talk about things for free. You know, that I can't say you would call that whitewashing. It's just getting people to talk about things that aren't working in your life, to talk about inflation, homelessness, bad practices taking place, you know, be that in your personal life, you know, because a lot of bad practices in your personal life can lead to the police being called, you know. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when we look at it that way with Johnny Appleseed, that the government is performing bad practices of what we have seen that was exposed under Donald Trump's court cases. There were a lot of them. The same with Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade. A lot of bad practices taking place in the state of Georgia with some things out of the Caribbean islands. A lot of bad practices taking place there. And I'll leave it at that right now.